complement each other's pitch. Very nicely done. Yanmaya vashavarti vishwamakhilam brahmadideva sura yatsattvadamrushaiva bhati sakalam rajjau yatha hirbramaha yatpadaplavamekame hi bhavam bodhe sthitirshavatam Vandeham tamashesha karana param Ramakhyamisham harim Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram Om 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 Jaya Jaya Ram Om Jaya Jaya Ram Om Syavar Ramachandra ki jai Satgurunath Maharaj ki jai. We are in the portion where everybody is in Chitrakoot right now and they are unable to decide what to tell Bhagwan Rama. If we tell him, come back with us to Ayodhya, that means we are putting him in a difficult situation. In spite of knowing that he is somebody who will remain firm on his words, insisting on him to come back, they feel it is not the right thing. But at the same time, how do we tell him to stay in the forest? Vanvasa has happened. After that, again going to Bhagwan, meeting him and telling him, now you can stay here. They say that also is not something we can say. If at all there is anybody who can say anything, that is Bhagwan Rama only. And he is telling them, I will do what you tell. Bhagwan Rama is telling Vasistha Maharishi, last statement he said was, I swear in your name, whatever you tell as your command, I will make sure that I put it on my head and do exactly what you have said. Now that thing makes everyone afraid. They start wondering, what should we tell Bhagwan now? Should we tell him you can stay in the forest? Or should we tell him come back to Ayodhya? Now looking at this situation where Bhagwan has asked Vasistha Maharishi to give him an instruction, but nobody is speaking. Looking at this situation, Bharatji speaks. This is the last dialogue he is going to say to Bhagwan. Then Bhagwan will give his answer. Until now what we have seen, someone says something, Bhagwan says something else, they all again go somewhere, discuss, again they come back. Nothing gets resolved, again they go back, again they come. So this is the last interaction that happens between Bharatji and Bhagwan. But the beauty of this chaupai is, Bharatji is telling us how an exalted devotee looks upon God. Somebody who has become ripened in their bhakti, what is their sambandha with Bhagavan, that is going to point out. So when we read compositions like Vinaya Patrika or any fervent prayer of a devotee to God, it takes a lot of maturity to understand where it is coming from. If you read it superficially, it looks like simple praise that they're doing. But when you read these chaupais, we understand how does Bharatji look upon Bhagwan Rama, not only as a brother, even if he considers him as Bhagavan, what is his bhavana towards Bhagavan? So the seed of Vinaya Patrika you will find in this chaupais. After 296. अयोध्याकांड। सभा सकुच बस भरत निहारे, राम बंधु धरि धीरज भारे। कुसमउ देखि सनेहु सभारा, बढ़त बिंधि जिमि घट जनिवारा। शोक कनक लोचन मति छोनि, हरि बिमल गुण गण जग जोनि। भरत विवेक बराह बिसाला, अनायास उधरी तेहि काला। करि प्रणाम सब कह कर जोरे, राम राउ गुर साधु निहोरे। क्षमब आजु अति अनुचित मोरा, कहु बदन मृदु बचन कठोरा। हिय सुमिरी शारदा सुहाई, मानस ते मुख पंकज आय। बिमल विवेक धरम नय साली, भरत भारती मंजु मराली। निरखि विवेक बिलोचनहि, शिथिल स्नेह समाज। करि प्रणाम बोले भरतु, सुमिरि सिय रघुराजु। प्रभु पितु मातु सुहृद गुर स्वामी, पूज्य परम हित अंतरजामी। सरल सुसाहिबु सीलु निधान, प्रणत पाल सर्वज्ञ सुजानु। समरथ शरणागत हितकारी, गुण गाहकु अवगुण अघहारी। स्वामी गोसाई सरिस गोसाई, मोहि समान मैं साई दोहाई। प्रभु पितु बचन मोह बस पेली, आयहु इहा समाजु सकेली। जग भल पोच ऊच अरु नीचु, अमिय अमर पद माहरु मीचु। राम रजाई मेट मन माहि, देखा सुना कतहु को नाहि। सो मैं सब विधि कीन्हि ढिठाई, प्रभु मानी स्नेह सेवकाई। कृपा भलाई आपनी, नाथ कीन्ह भल मोर। दूषण भय भूषण सरिस, सुज सुचारु चहु ओर। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय, बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Looking at the entire sabha, that all of them are hesitant to say anything, Bhagwan has said, whatever you say, I will do precisely that. But it is not good if nobody is speaking. Somebody has to speak. Rama bandhu dhari dhiraju bhari. Rama bandhu means brother of Bhagwan Rama, Bharatji. He composed himself and gathered strength from within. See, if revered people are there and a question is asked to them, if a smaller person speaks, that is not considered appropriate. So Bhagwan Rama asked something to Vasistha Maharishi, and he was quiet. Now Bharatji is speaking on behalf of everybody. So later he asks for forgiveness. He says, according to the norms, according to Shishtachara, good conduct, it is not considered good that a younger person is speaking when question is asked to an elder person. So he is composing himself from within, and he says, this time is not right for us. Kusamau deki saneha samhari. And he says, I have to control my emotions. I cannot just be emotional at this point. Bhadata bindi ji mein ghataja nivara. Goswamiji gives some strange example in between. He says, just like whenever there are difficulties, a noble person should step up to contribute to the solution. Like Bharatji is stepping up to contribute to that particular problem. Means finding the solution, not contribute to problem. Finding the solution to that problem. Like that Agastya Rishi, he stepped in to find a solution when there was a misunderstanding between Vindhyachala mountain and Mount Meru. So Narad ji, one day he was going by and he looked at Mount Meru. Suddenly some prank came in his mind. And he said, you would have been the tallest mountain. You are giving shelter to so many Rishi Munis. You have so much of great other smaller mountain ranges. And he kept on praising. But Vindhyachal mountain's attention was on the first statement. You would have been the tallest mountain means who else is there taller than me? All other praise is okay. That first line you said, who is taller? Naradji said, I don't know. Sun is the god of all beings. You go and ask Sun. So Vindhyachala mountain becomes little bigger and asks Sun, what is your path? Naradji tells Vindhyachala mountain, ask Lord Sun, what is his path? Where does he go? How does he go? So Sun God says, I go from east to west, and then Mount Meru is there. I have to circumambulate Mount Meru and go. So Vindhyachal mountain says, you said Meru? Who is that Meru? Sun God says, it is the tallest mountain. So then Vindhyachala mountain gets very upset. He says, how can it be taller than me? So it keeps growing more and more and becomes taller and taller, such that it creates an imbalance on earth. One mountain becoming so big, everything gets imbalanced. Then all the devatas, they go to Agastya Rishi. Agastya Rishi is the guru of Vindhyachala mountain. By the way, whenever you tell these stories, right, people wonder, how can mountain have guru? So we should never forget this fact. Behind every Adhibhuta, there is an Adhidaiva. Behind the matter aspect of creation, there is a sentient entity presiding over that matter. So what we see as sun is the physical matter part. But what we worship Arghya for is the deity presiding over sun god. Gangaji chemically saying is H2O. But what we worship is the sentient principle presiding over that water. Just like this body is matter, but there is a sentient principle presiding over this body, whom we call as Jiva. So when we talk to people, we are not talking to physical body. We are talking to that person who is residing in that physical body. Like that, these phenomenal forces of nature, or nature itself, has different devatas. That is what Bhagwan points out in Vibhuti Yoga. He is not only pointing at the matter part. He is saying matter plus the sentiency presiding over it, that is me. So Vindhyachala mountain's guru was Agastya Rishi. So he comes and says, I want to go towards the southern direction. But it is very difficult for me to go to the southern direction. So Vindhyachala mountain asks why? Because you have grown so tall. Agastya Rishi says, I cannot cross you. So then Vindhyachala mountain says, I will bow down, do pranams to you, you can happily cross over. So Agastya Rishi had come prepared with his family. And all the stuff, whatever he had packed it, and he wanted to move in the other direction. He tells that Vindhyachala mountain, until I come, you stay in this position, because I might come back quickly. So again, you don't have to get up, do that pranam again. You stay in that position. So like that, he goes to the southern direction. Vindhyachala mountain remains in that position. Then all devatas are happy that finally our problem is solved. What is the example here? Just like Agastya Rishi stepped in to save the devatas in difficulty, Bharatji stepped in because nobody else was able to respond to Bhagwan Rama. He says this example, if it does not connect, he gives another example. This is a very nice one. Sewaka kanaka lochana mati choni. This is the example of Hiranyaksha taking the earth under water. We all know this story, right? Hiranyaksha was a demon who took the earth and hid it under water. Then Bhagwan had to come as Varaha avatar. He took that earth from the water, brought it all the way to the top. While bringing it to the top, our Hiranyaksha was attacking Bhagwan. Bhagwan did not even pay attention. Went, established that earth in its own position, then came back and finished Hiranyaksha. So Goswamiji gives symbolic meaning of who these people are. He says Hiranyaksha is Shoka, sorrow. And Prithvi is our mind. Whenever sorrow comes and engulfs this mind, it sinks. And Bharatji is Viveka. If somebody is devoted like Bharatji and they have clear Viveka, the blessings for that person is that will be avatar of Varaha Bhagwan. Just like Varaha Bhagwan came, took that Prithvi and kept it all the way in the right place, like that Bharatji's Viveka took the minds of all people there, established in the right place, and removed Shoka. Just like Varaha Bhagwan removed Hiranyaksha, Bharatji's Viveka removed Shoka. That is the metaphor he gives over here. Bharata Bibeku Baraha Basala Anayasa Udharitehi Kala. Effortlessly, he was able to bring everybody back. Now with folded hands, he looks at everybody. Our Bhagwan Rama is there, his own Gurujana are there, Vasistha Maharishi is there, Janak Maharaj is there, does pranams to everybody, and he says, Chamaba aju ati anuchita mora. Please forgive me, I'm going to say something which might be inappropriate. Kahau badana mrudu bachana kathora. He says, I'm very young, but I might be saying something which is very harsh. Now before he speaks, he is invoking Goddess Saraswati, Sharada Devi, Hiya Sumiri Sarada Suhai. Now what happened when he invoked? Sharada Devi first came to his mind. And from that mind, she came and sat on his speech. Manasa te mukha pankaja ai. First she came from Manasarovar lake to his Manas. Then from his Manas came to his speech. Now his speech was so beautiful, Bharatji, that he is going to say, it was soaked in purity, soaked in values, soaked in niti, righteousness. Endowed with all of this, just like a beautiful swan bird is there, like that his beautiful speech he is going to say now. He saw through the eye of discernment. Goswamiji says, through the eye of discernment, he saw the sorrow of people around, and noticing that, being sensitive to it, he is going to say these words. Now this 298 or 297 onwards is a very good indicator of nature of Bhagwan. Bharatji is telling, Bhagwan, this is how I have understood you. As far as I am concerned, my relationship with you, what is it like? He says, Prabhu Pitu Matu Suhruda Gura Swami. Bhagwan, you are my Lord, you are my mother, you are my father, you are my Suhrud, my friend, and you are my Guru. You are also my Swami. Means you are everything for me. Whatever sambandha I see in this world, whatever relation I see in this world, I see you only appearing as that sambandha. Or every sambandha with any person is my sambandha with Bhagwan only. Pujya Parama Hita Antarajami. You are also the most revered person in my life. At the same time, you are inner prompter. You know each and every thought of mine. There is nothing that I can hide from you. Antarjami means that. You know, there are many commentators, they have opened up this chaupai in a very nice way. They say, you know, we have so many practices we do to cultivate devotion. One of the exalted result of those practice is Sambandha Bodha. Sambandha means relation. Bodha means becoming aware. So becoming aware of my relationship with God, That is the culmination of devotional practices. And that Bharatji is saying, this is how I feel towards you. You are my soul sambandhi. You are my soul relation. We were chanting that Madana Mohan Ashtakam in Balvihar, during Balvihar classes. So there one phrase comes, Antima Bandhava Dehi Padam. Bandhava means relative. Antima Bandhava means only relative. Supreme most relation, he says, that is with Bhagwan. He is not some silent person in my life, but is an active contributor. We have acquaintances and we have friends and we have good friend. You also have best friend. So for him, Bhagwan is the embodiment of all sambandhas that he is having with anybody over here. Now, how is Bhagwan? Sarala Susahiba Sila Nidhano. Very straightforward and a very good master. Always takes care of the one who has surrendered to him. Sila has all good qualities and virtues. The abode of all these things is Bhagwan. Pranata Pala Sarbhagya Sujano. Whoever surrenders to him, Pranata. Whoever surrenders to Bhagwan, Palanam means protection. To protect them is his responsibility. How he does it? He says we should leave it up to him because he is Sarvajna. All-knowing Bhagwan, how he protects, that is up to him. And Sujanu, one who knows very well. This is the statement all the monkeys, Vanaras, make at the very end when Bhagwan is distributing them different ornaments. War is done, everything is completed. They are all back in Ayodhya. They say we were ordinary monkeys jumping from one tree to another. But the day we found Bhagwan, he made us great. And there were moments, they say, Bhagwan was sitting down, we were sitting on top. Monkeys imagine, where will they sit? They are sitting on the branch, Bhagwan is sitting down, no protocols. But still they say, he accepted us and made us great. That is his nature, Pranatapala Sarbhagya Sujano. Samarata Sarana Gata Hitakari. He is somebody who is all powerful, Samarata. Whatever a devotee wants, he can get it for that devotee. Saranagata Hitakari. To the one who has surrendered, he is that person's well-wisher. Puja Guruji says this, he is not wish fulfiller always, he is our well-wisher. So Hitakari means that whatever he gives, he will give it for our own well-being. If he is not giving something, in that also is our well-being. He says, you ask me, whatever is needed will be given. Saranagata Hitakari. Always thinking about well-being of devotees. If he sees some good qualities in somebody, what does he do? Gunagahaku, he increases them. And if he sees some negative qualities, Avaguna Agahari, he destroys those negative qualities in his own devotees. Swami Gosai hi Sarisa Gosai. Bharatji says, there is no master like you. I cannot give an example to say who is a good master like you. And there is nobody disloyal like me. Mohi samana mein sai dohai. There is no master like you. There is nobody who is more disloyal like me. Disloyal than me. He says, what mistake have I done? Bhagwan, should I list it out? He says, yes. First mistake is I did not seek your permission before coming here. I just came on my own. Prabhu Pitu Bachana Moha Basa Peli. Your words and our Father's word. Without considering that, I just came. Not only I came, I brought everybody along with me. Ayo iha samaju sakeli. Whole Ayodhya Vasis, I brought them along with me without even seeking your permission. Jagabhala pocha ucha aru nichu, amiya amarapada maharu michu. He says, I have never seen anybody in this creation disobeying your command. Either it is good or bad, high or low, nectar, position of devatas, poison or death. Any of these things means everything runs under your command. Nothing can transgress it. Rama rajai meta mana mahi, dekha suna kathahu ko nahi. Never seen anybody transgress your command. So may sababidhi keenha dithai. But I, on the other hand, have crossed all boundaries. I came here without your permission, and I brought all Ayodhya Vasis with me, and I have put you in more difficulty. Prabhu mani saneha sevakai. But look at Bhagwan, even that you considered as my seva. Means I came here, did all these things, but in your eyes, you never saw this as a mistake. You say that is your greatness, not mine. And your grace is such, it has done a lot of good to me. Krupa bhalai apani nata keena bhala more. Whatever limitations I had, dushana mein bhushana sarisa. Those limitations became my ornamentation. Sujasu charu chahu ora. And everybody is singing my glory. Now he continues, what is Bhagwan's nature? Rauri riti subani badhai. Bhagwan's nature is something which is praised all over. Even in Vedas, wise people, they all praise Bhagwan's nature. His uniqueness is, even if somebody is very, very cruel, wicked person is there, might be he's evil-minded also, atheist, doesn't believe in God, does all sorts of wrong things. That is that line. Kura kutila kala kumati kalanki nicha nisilan nirisa nisanki. Whatever wrong things you can imagine, everything this person does. Tevu suni sarana sa mehu aaye. In spite of doing all these things, if a person comes and surrenders to Bhagwan, Sakruta pranamu kinhe apanaye. If he does pranam even once, means really bows down to God, surrenders to Bhagwan even once, Bhagwan accepts that person wholeheartedly. Is he not seeing the faults of that person? Dekhi dosha kabahuna ura ane. In spite of seeing those faults, it is happening right in front of him. Still he doesn't bring it in his heart. Suniguna sadhu samaja bakhane. And that person, that devotee who has come to Bhagwan, if he does one good thing, Bhagwan praises that person in the sabha of all sadhus. This quality is mentioned in Valmiki Ramayana also. We were seeing in our Sanskritam class yesterday. Bhagwan's nature is, even once, if somebody does something good to him, he remembers them forever. And if somebody does something bad 100 times, still he doesn't remember it. That is Bhagwan's nature. Bharatji is mentioning that same point over here. Our Sugriva, he forged a friendship with Bhagwan, did everything. Then Bhagwan sends him during Chaturmasa time. He says, it is raining right now, you go to Kishkinda, you rule that for some time, then again come back. We all know this story, right? Sugriva goes there, becomes indulgent, forgets Bhagwan. But after he comes back and accepts his mistake, Bhagwan doesn't mention Sugriva's nature even once. You see that portion after that? Whatever he has done, all of that is as though forgotten. He only focuses on what is the positive of Sugriva. All these things Sugriva remembers again towards the end. He says, where I was and where did Bhagwan take me. So that is his nature. Anything, any limitation that he sees in others, whoever surrenders to him even once, that thing is as though unseen. And whatever good qualities are there, that he praises in the sabha of everybody. Now he has another unique quality. What is it? He is a Swami. But he is Swami who does seva for sevakas. Ko sahiba sevakahi nivaji, apu samaj saj saba saji. Whoever is a devotee, actually devotee should serve Bhagwan. But Bhagwan is somebody who makes sure that whatever devotee needs in life, everything is taken care of. Now if it is taken care of, who took care of? Bhagwan only. So who has worked for whom? Goswamiji says here. He says Bhagwan is somebody who is working for Bhakta. That is his nature. But he has one more quality there. Whenever he works for Bhaktas, he will work in such a way that Bhakta will not feel obliged. That is the second line. Nija kara tutina samujihi sapane. Sewaka sakucha sochu ura apane. Bhakta should not feel that I made Bhagwan take this trouble. So he will do it in such a way, very silently. Bhakta might sometimes feel if he is not alert, I got it because of my effort. But the one who has kept it is Bhagwan. That is how he works, silently, without devotee coming to know that he has placed this thing in his life. You know, in Goswami Tulsidas Ji's life, when people try to burn his Ramcharitmanas, there are two people who come outside and guard. Time and again, people try to take away his copy of Ramcharitmanas, but every time they came, they saw two guards outside. And then they come to know his greatness, they surrender to him, Goswami Tulsidas Ji, but they ask him, who are those guards outside? Then he comes to know it was none other than Bhagwan Ramji and Lakshmanji. He says, Bhagwan, see, this is what devotees do to you. Because of us, you have to become our guard. You have to stand there and guard this work. What kind of a bhakta I am? But that is Bhagwan's nature. He is the one who places things in the life of bhaktas. Then he says, with my both hands raised, I am declaring in this world, there is no greater master than you. The one who has surrendered to Bhagwan has found everything in life. And whatever good qualities people are praising in me, Bharatji is saying, the credit goes to you only. Because you only have taught me all this. He gives a nice example. If there is a monkey dancing or a parrot speaking, people might admire that monkey and parrot. But he says real credit goes to the one who trained it. Pasuna chata sukha pata prabhina gunagati nata pathaka adhina. Monkey was able to dance, parrot was able to speak, but real credit goes to the one who trained it. Like that, whatever good qualities are there in Bhakta, that has been brought by Bhagwan only. Now he is remembering his journey. Bharatji, he says, Yon sudhari sana mani jana. In this way, you have saved so many people's lives. They were going on the wrong path. They came to you only once. And you took over their life in such a way, brought them on the right path. Not only that, you gave them lot of respect, sanamani. And kiye sadhu siramora. You made them the sadhu shiromani, the crest jewel amongst the sadhus. There was Ratnakarji, who became Maharshi Valmiki ji just by your grace. Ko krupalu binu pali hai biradavali barajora. He says, who other than you can protect us in this way? Now he continues to say, he says, there were 3 reasons why I came. One was I was filled with shoka. A lot of sorrow was there. Second is I was filled with love towards you. Or third is I was very childish. Bala subhai. In my mind, I didn't have clarity what I should do, what I should not do. I just came. I came along with everybody and not thinking about what is your ichha, what is my father's ichha. I didn't pay attention. I just came. In spite of that, you saw good in this. And you praised me, gave me a lot of love. Now I have seen your lotus feet and all the auspiciousness that I was seeking. Everything has come to me. And I know that you are not angry with me. I know that you are favorable to me. That itself is a great solace. Otherwise, I was always doubting, did I do the right thing or not? Then he says, Bhagwan, your krupa and anugraha. Krupa means doing good without any expectation. Krupa means that out of compassion, whatever we do, without expecting anything back in return. That is krupa. And anugraha means, anugraha, in this context has a special meaning. The desire to remove other person's sorrow is called as anugraha. Whoever is in difficulty, the desire to remove that person's difficulty, that is called as anugraha. So Bharatji says, I have received both of these. I have received your krupa and your anugraha in plenty. I cannot even count how much blessings I have received. Rakha mora dulara gusai, apane sila subhaye bhalai. All of this I have received from you. Now he says, I had the audacity to speak like this, Bhagwan, and whatever I am going to say, that might also be not appropriate. So he says, please forgive me. If you have some person who is very well learned, understanding, your well-wisher, to explain too many things to that person is also not good. That means you are doubting all these qualities. His intelligence, he being a well-wisher. Like that he says, Bhagwan, you are Suhrada Sujana Susahiba. You are my friend. You are a very good master. And you know precisely what I want, what is going on here. So there is no point in explaining too many things to you. So he says, Ayasu Deya Deva Abba Sabai Sudhari More. Bhagwan, please tell me precisely, do this. Now don't ask me to go anywhere. Don't tell me any other thing. Give me a very clear command or instruction. Next chaupai, let us just chant. Prabhupada Paduma Paraga Dohai Satya Sukruta Sukha Siva Suhai So Kari Kahau Hiye Apane Ki Ruchi Jagat Sovat Sapane Ki Sahaja Saneha Swami Sevakai Swaratha Chala Phalachari Bihai Agya Samana Susahiba Seva So Prasadu Jana Pave Deva Asakahi Prema Bibasa Bhaye Bhari Pulaka Sarira Bilochana Bhari Prabhupada Kamala Gahe Akulai Samausane Huna Sokahi Jai Krupa Sindhu Sanamani Subani Baithaye Samipa Gahipan Bharata Binaya Suni Dekhi Subhau Sithila Saneha Sabha Raghurau Raghuraya Sithila Saneha Sadhu Samaju Muni Mithila Dhani Manamahu Sarahat Bharata Bhayapa Bhagati Ki Mahima Ghani Bharata hi prasamsat vibudha barashat sumana manas malina se tulasi bikala sabaloga suni sakuche nisagamanalina se Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. 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 Siyavar Ramchandra ki jai. पवन सुत हनुमान की जय. उमापति महादेव की जय. बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय. श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. He says, Bhagwan, the dust of your feet is very special. Prabhupada paduma paraga dohai, satya sukruta sukha siva suhai. It is the avadhi, the limit of truthfulness, satya, sukruta, all good acts, and sukha, joy in life that comes by the grace of the dust of your feet. Swearing in the name of that dust, I will tell you my deep-rooted desire in my heart. In my waking dream and deep sleep state, in all those states I am having only this one desire. What is that? Sahaja saneha swami sevakai swarata chalapara chari bihai. I want to serve you, Bhagwan. Whatever is your command, whatever is your wish, that is my command. And while serving, I will not bring any selfish goal. Anything which is self-centered, I will not bring it in between. No deceit. And not even seeking the 4 purusharthas. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Not seeking any of that. I just want to serve you. And he says, there is no greater seva than going by the command of Bhagavan. It's a very famous chaupai, Agya Samana Susahiva Seva. Other than following Bhagavan's instructions, there is no greater seva of Bhagavan. So prasadu jana pavai deva. He says, may that prasada in the form of your command be given to me. Saying this, Bharatji was totally emotional, tears in his eyes, just falls at Bhagwan's feet, holds it very tightly. Goswamiji says, nobody can describe what is this scene and the love that Bharatji has for Bhagwan. What did Bhagwan do? Krupa Sindhu Sanamani Subhani. Bhagwan gave a lot of respect to his words and to Bharatji, understood where he is coming from, what is going on in his heart. Held his hand, Gahi Pani, Baithei Samipe. Held his hand and made him sit next to him. Bharata Binaya Suni Deki Subhau, Sitila Saneha Sabha Raghurau. Looking at this love of Bharatji and Bhagwan's blessings on him, his love for Bharatji, the whole Sabha, they also went in trance. All devatas, they are very happy just looking at the brotherly love between Bhagwan Rama and Bharatji. And Goswami Tulsidashi says, Tulasi bikala saba loga suni sakucha niga nisagama nalinase. In their heart, they were feeling little bit of anxiety, what is going to happen. Devatas were getting more anxious than everybody, but people there were overjoyed seeing pure love of Bharatji towards Bhagwan. So Bhagwan is there, Bharatji sitting next to him. Bhagwan has held his hand. Now let us allow them to sit in that position until we take some break for our summer, and we will come back, continue from this portion. Now you might be wondering, there are still few more minutes. Why did we stop early? Last time when we paused for summer, I had shared one document with all the selected prasangas of Ramcharitmanas. The thought came from this, I was just thinking to myself that Ramcharitmanas is such a vast text. If you chant end to end, it takes around 27-30 hours. But there are very important prasangas in between, which if we can chant it more often, reflect on it, revel in it. But we don't have them culled out separately. It is there, but we don't end up going to those prasangas very often. So I was thinking we should bring it out separately and then try to reflect upon it more. So this is where last year that document came out. If you see our Puja Guruji's one CD is there, Naumi Nirantara Shri Raghuviram. That's a compilation of all stutis in Ramcharitmanas. So it's very nice. If you just have to go to stutis in Ramcharitmanas, you have everything in one place. So like that, important prasangas of Ramcharitmanas, it would be nice to have everything in one place. So this time, for us to do our sadhana, to keep chanting it, reflecting on it, reveling in it, we have a musical rendition of all these 8 prasangas. I will explain more about the prasanga and also the team that worked behind it, but these are the prasangas which we have. First one is Bija Ramayana. How did Ramayana come about? How did it manifest? Then we have Shiva Gita. Then Sitaji's prayer to Mother Parvati ji. Then Lakshmana Gita, Kevat Prasanga, Navada Bhakti, Rama Valmiki Samvada, and Lord Rama's reveries in nature. So this is all the way until Sundar Kanda, the important prasangas that come in that portion. So our Shriya has sung all this portion, and I'll introduce the team. But first let me show where it is available. So our Sriniji will share our channel and show how to navigate through it. So if you go to our CMSJ channel, there is a playlist there which says Ramcharitmanas Important Prasangas. So we will see one of it just as a sample. We will go to Sitaji's prayer to Parvati ji. So all the prasangas are there. Along with that, you will also see the lyrics coming up. Shinij, if you can play Sitaji's prayer to Parvati ji.
Yeah, just a second.
Yeah. Is the sound on?
Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, 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 Jaya Jaya Giri Bar Raj Kisori, Jaya Mahes Mukh Chanda Chakori, Jaya Gajabadana Shadanana Mata, Jagat Janani Damini Duti Gata, Nahi Tavadi Madhyavasana, Amita Prabha Ubedu Nahi Jana, Bhava Bhava Vibhava Para Bhavakarini, Visvabhimohani Swabasa Viharini, Pati Devata Sutiya Mahu, Matu Prathama Tavarekha, Mahima Mitana Kahi Kahi, Sahasa Sarada Sesha, Sevata Tohi Sulabha Phalachari, Varadayani Purari Piyari, Devi Puji Pada Kamal Tumhare, Suranara Muni Sab Hohi Sukhare, Mora Manorathu Jana Muni Ke, Basahu Sadaur Pura Sabahi Ke, Kinhe Upragatana Karan Tehi, Asa Kahi Charan Gahe स्वामी गौरी अनुकूल सियहि हर शुन जाई कही मंजुल मंगल मूल बामंग भरकन लगे सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय राम जय राम
So this was Sitaji's prayer to Parvati ji. Like this, there are 8 different prasangas. So the team that worked on this was mainly our chicks, so our Shriya, Samika, and Dani Ekbote. He is from Los Angeles. So he has played the tabla for this. So the way that this team worked was, the total number of chaupais and dohas, whatever was there. So they made it into different slides. And I was seeing it was around 200 plus slides which were there. So all of that, very nicely they compiled it. And Shriya has her own professional recording. So that also she took care of. I didn't have to worry about the recording part of it. Even a lot of efforts have gone into the pronunciation, making sure that all the chaupais and dohas are precisely done. Samika worked on all the slides. And our Dani is from Los Angeles. He's from a family of musicians actually. His whole family plays tabla. So whenever I go there, I get to play with him in Los Angeles. So it was a good teamwork. And also my thanks to our Shruti ji. Very patiently she guided all of them with these slides and efforts. And Shailaja Pemaraju ji, who has done all the illustrations behind on those slides. But as I said, the main goal of this is to keep doing this sadhana of becoming familiar with important prasangas. Rama Valmiki Samvada, more we keep listening to it, more we keep chanting it, it comes closer to us. So that was the main idea behind this. So why are we sharing it on the last session? So that summertime we have this as our sadhana. We have covered most of them except I think Lord Rama's reverence in nature and Navadha Bhakti. All other prasangas have already come. So that will be a good revision when we go back. Now that we are on topic of chicks, I'll also mention 2 more things which are coming up. One is the youth empowerment program. We have been announcing it, but if you know anybody who is within that age group, it's happening in Chinmay Mangalam with several Swamijis teaching different texts. Imagine if one Swamiji comes to our center, we feel so much joy. 6 of them coming there week after week, taking turns to cover different texts. So that is another joy. So encourage all of you, if you know somebody who is in that age group, please do ask them to consider. And also we have our Memorial Day retreat coming up. That also is another thing. That is in Krishnalaya. So please have them join. Next year is 50th year of Chick. So Swami Swarupanandaji had encouraged us to keep thinking about something which will inspire all of them to get connected with our scriptures, our text, and also cultivate love for Bhagwan using whatever talent and skills they have. But otherwise, hope all of you have a good summer, and we'll have our 10th anniversary programs. All more details will be communicated, and Swamiji will be here also. The next upcoming yajna is by Swami Aparajitanandji. So next Wednesday we won't have a class because Swamiji's yajna is there in Berkeley from May 1st through May 5th. Okay. Other than that, all details will be communicated. We will chant our Aganita Gunagana and conclude. Aganita Gunagana Bhushana Rama, Ashrita Vatsala Jaya Jaya Rama, Ayodhya Vasi Sita Rama, Apad Bandhava Jaya Jaya Rama, Dasharatha Nandana Shri Rama, Dashamukha Mardana Jaya Jaya Rama, Kausalya Sukhavardhana Rama, Kamita Phalada Jaya Jaya Rama, Papa Vimochana Shri Rama, Pattabhirama Jaya Jaya Rama, Janaki Vallabha Sita Rama, Jaya Raghurama Jaya Sita Rama, Vanara Sevita Shri Rama, Varidhi Bandhana Jaya Jaya Rama, Hanumat Pujita Sita Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Raghupati Raghava Raja Rama, Patita Pavana Sita Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Syavar Ramachandra ki jai, Satgurunath Maharaj ki jai. Ramcharitmanas, this is the last class. Tomorrow we still have Mundaka Upanishad, and next Tuesday also we have Mundaka Upanishad. Okay, Hari Om.